Today I'm going to show you how to make a shirataki noodles, or at least prep them correctly. These are shirataki noodles. If you haven't heard of them, they're 0-calorie noodles. These are just the regular kind. And they also make them in spinach. This is a different brand. It's called Miracle Noodle. They also make them in rice and like a fettuccine style, but I just use the regular spaghetti style. So I just want to make sure that you know how to prep them, otherwise they turn out a little bit mushy and like gelatinous. So the correct way to prep these guys is to, one, take the noodles, and what you're going to do is strain them in the strainer. So what I do is just give them a good rinse for about 30 to 40 seconds, because you don't want any of that liquid that holds them on there, and it kind of smells. Okay. So once you give them a good rinse, you can let them sit in the strainer for a little bit, or you can go right to frying them. So what I did here is just a non-stick pan. I'm going to start that. This is the most important part. You want to get these noodles nice and dry. So here are the noodles. Just place them right in there. And then just saute them up. So I'm going to let them saute for a couple minutes, and we will fast forward in just a sec so you can see what they look like. I'm going to try to show you right now. Let me get my video. So the noodles are looking like so. This is right when I first get them in to the pan. And then so they're sauteing right now. I'm going to add a little salt and a little pepper. Get my spatula out. And you want to get it so they look like they're getting dried out. And I'll show you for sure. I'll show you what they look like when they look a little dried out. Otherwise, whatever you add to the noodles will have a little bit of, seem kind of runny, like have water texture to them. We want to get all that water out. So you can treat these just like spaghetti, and you can top it with spaghetti sauce, whatever you prefer. I like plain. Sometimes I put like the fat-free cheese on it, and it's fat-free lifetime cheese, and it's like a macaroni and cheese. I put them in cabbage, just about anything. They will absorb that flavor, so they taste great. So right now I'm just stirring them around, and I've let them fry for a good 10 minutes before. So don't be afraid to just let them sit there. And like I said, these are the spinach ones. This is by Miracle Noodle. The ones I'm doing now, this brand is by House Foods, and this is just a little less expensive brand, but to me they all taste the same, so of course I go for this one. When I want a little bit of treat, when I want the spinach, I go for this, and like I said, they make them in fettuccine, an orzo rice, another little rice one. So right now they're still frying down. Just give them a good stir. Let me see if you can see if the texture is changing. And so we're going to stir them, and you can tell they're becoming just a little bit more firmer than when we started out, and you can maybe see a little bit of the water there, but it's just becoming into a more firm pasta. And then just let the water kind of fry out of there. This is how you make the noodles. Okay, so I'm back now. I want to just show you what the noodles look like, and this should be about a really good consistency where you can add anything and they won't turn into water. So one sec. Okay, so right now The noodles are a great consistency. The water is pretty much out of them, and it's only been about, I don't know, 4 or 5 minutes. I turned the camera off a little bit so I wouldn't have to sit here and see them fry because it's a little boring. But here's the consistency of them. All the water's gone. I don't know if you can tell, like the pan looks dry. I didn't put any oil or anything on this pan. This is a non-stick pan. But the pan looks dry, and the noodles are ready to go, just like that. Okay, so now that you see how the noodles look with that dry texture, so that is the texture that you want them. So whatever you add the noodles to, they will not turn into like a runny little mess. Especially if you put like spaghetti sauce on them, you don't want to put a tomato sauce on and then have the tomato sauce in like a pool of water as well. So it's really important that you dry them out. But again, these are great. I eat about 3 bags a day. They're super nutritious. It's actually a yam fiber. It's a Japanese food. You can correct me if I'm wrong, Korean or Japanese. I found them in both a Korean store and a Japanese grocery store. Also Whole Foods and Sprouts and just about any Asian section that's refrigerated, you will find them there. So again, they are Shirataki noodles. Let me know what you think and if you try them out, and you know what recipes you come up with. You can also Google Shirataki noodles and like 1,000 different recipes come up. So let me know what you think and leave me a message.